Okay, so still day 2 here in Barcelona, MRO Europe. ABN Cast has moved on to actually one of the nicer stands in the show, I think. We're on the AMAC Aerospace stand, and I'm with Anthony Wilkinson, who works for their UK division, Gamit. He's their business development manager, and full disclosure, a former colleague. So good to see you. Good to see you, Anthony.
Yeah, great to see you as well.
Good to catch up. So look, it's busy couple of days. I know you've been telling me how really busy you are, just flying around the world representing Gamit. But you've had some interesting news recently for the business. So just go. Let's start with that, and we can go into some of the trends you're seeing. But
fantastic. So we announced yesterday at the show. On day 1 that we've just signed a 10-year agreement with Transavia France. They're a really, really interesting airline that have very ambitious goals for growth. Really great people to work with, and it's a privilege to be able to help them step forward into the digitalization of technical records.
Okay.
ROAM, our product, Records Online Asset Management, is absolutely revolutionary for efficiencies. It's really beneficial to camo teams, anyone in an asset department. In particular, we're getting a lot of requests regarding end of lease projects.
Okay.
And ROAM has a significant benefit for those projects. It really shortens down the time. These things can take months. Airlines will stop flying the aircraft 8 or 9 months before they need to hand it back
to get
to
through the paperwork.
Exactly, to get through the paperwork,
Okay.
do all of the checks. But how much value are you going to lose during that operation? So if ROAM can shorten that process, the airline is going to reduce their costs, reduce their fees, and it just is really, really helpful.
And so, just what will you be doing for Transavia? What's the period of the deal?
10 years.
10 year deal. Okay.
10 years of agreement with Transavia. So this is going to be a case of migrating data that they have stored within their internal systems and into ROAM, and then they'll be able to use that across all of their departments and be able to find information instantly. If you need to find a part number, if you need to find a certificate of release to service, you just need to know a tiny bit of information. You can do a partial search or a full search within ROAM, and you'll pull up the right information, or the most relevant documents will be suggested to you by ROAM.
Okay.
So it's a really, really handy piece. Efficiency is exactly what it's about. It just allows anyone in technical records department, camo, anything like this, to be able to be 10 times quicker at their job.
It's definitely the feel you get at the show that the industry is running at 1,000 miles an hour due to demand. So if you can just do things a bit more effectively and efficiently, it has a massive impact on the outcomes.
When you obviously talk about demand, obviously as the AMAC Aerospace group of companies, we do absolutely everything within aviation, and demand for MRO is just absolutely out of this world at the moment. Our facility in Bodrum in Turkey, where we perform commercial maintenance, it has been just completely booked up for forever at the moment. And
what is the leading time?
I couldn't
years,
tell you. I mean, but the amount of people who've been coming over to us at the show, or do you have a slot? Do you have a slot? Nothing.
But are you growing capacity?
We are, yes. We announced a couple of months ago that we have signed to build a new facility in Bodrum, and we're going to build a nice big new hangar, and we're going to be able to fit a lot more aircraft in. And that's really going to help us with our demand, because it's just absolutely outrageous.
And I guess it's once you build, there are people building facilities because they know this demand is going to be here for, maybe forever now, because of the challenges that we don't see disappearing in the industry anytime soon. But once you build those facilities as well, it's making them operate so more efficiently than what maybe you had in the past. So you get these turnaround times up.
Well, the team in AMAC in Bodrum, they're lucky with efficiency because they are obviously a ROAM customer, so they get to have the benefits of that as well. So when they're sending all of the documents back to an airline client or a private client after a C check or something like this, they can very quickly just package up all of the technical documents with ROAM and send it to the customer.
No way.
So it's very handy.
I mean, a product like ROAM probably is never really completed. It's always being developed. So what other new areas you're looking at to make it even more efficient and more techy?
ROAM is a really interesting product when it comes to development, because we hold so much data within it. So obviously a lot of people are talking about predictive
Yep. Yes.
Data and predictive maintenance, and this is obviously your conference later in the year, which we'll be with you at. We're looking now at how can you find the trends from historical data. Right. So you could go through all of your information within Roam and look back and find, oh, this part was wearing very quickly. Is there a pattern here?
Yeah.
And that's where we're looking. So it is slightly predictive, but it's also, I guess, it's
predictive based on past.
Predictive,
which is the first step to pure prediction. When you're not even looking at the past, you're looking at
But on top of that as well, at the moment we're adding new features all the time. So we're at the moment building a maintenance reserves calculator, so you're able to effectively manage your budget and your lease contract stipulations.
Yeah.
And then we also have plans which are very advanced for a full asset management solution and module within Roam.
Okay.
And this will be basically where you're going to be able to manage your entire fleet or a single aircraft, see the values that you have across the board, and it'll allow you to have efficiencies in finance.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's again all about efficiency.
And the way that this is modular technology.
Yeah.
When you launch something new into it, does everybody benefit from that, or they pick and choose what they need?
No, every single customer gets the full suite of capability of Roam. We don't hide anything behind a paywall. Yeah. We also work really, really closely with our customers. We ask them for suggestions. If they have any information that they think will benefit other clients within the Roam community, we will action that.
Yeah.
Our development team is in-house. We work everyone in Stansted in the UK. It's having your development team with you in-house. It just breeds a much more positive environment when you're looking to push out an update or add a new feature. You can have that communication. It's so easy.
And I guess that's what clients are looking for in a partner, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not a static partner. Someone who's constantly innovating.
Yeah.
There are obviously other options out there.
Oh, 100%.
So for you and for Roam, it's got to be seen to be always pushing the boundaries and advancing, moving on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons actually that Roam has in 2024 been so positive. Yeah. This year we've signed 4 brand new clients for the system. Unfortunately, I can't tell you the names of everyone just yet. There will be hopefully some announcements very soon.
What more news coming up?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. We pretty much have a queue at the moment of people who want onboarding.
Yeah.
So this is really positive. The system is just it's going from strength to strength.
Is it an easy transition to bring it to adopt it? Because that can be one of the barriers. It's just hard work to bring in tech.
Obviously, there's always a training cycle, right?
Yeah.
With any kind of new software. We adopt the kind of teach the teacher approach. Yeah. So we have fairly intensive sessions with the leaders of the Roam project or a selected member of staff, so that they have so any airline or private operator, MRO, whoever will have a Roam expert.
Yeah.
But we're also very, very, very big on the personal touch. So if ever a customer needed to speak to us, anything to do with the system, anyone will have access to my colleague Julia, who's our operations manager and customer success manager.
Right.
She is incredibly knowledgeable about the system.
Yeah.
And obviously Andrew, the lead developer, Andrew McGregor, he is also available to our clients.
Okay.
So we're very, very open with everything. Yeah. It just makes for a much smoother here period, and having good relationships with your clients, it helps.
Yeah, you mentioned predictive earlier. Thanks for that, because obviously we've got a vested interest in predictive with the conference coming up. You know the industry because, as I said, you've worked in it prior to being at Gamit.
Yep.
Where when you look at where predictive is, do you think predictive's time is now here? This isn't a new thing, is it? Predictive's been around a long time. No. It's come and gone. But do you think now there's something about now that it's actually going to be grasped? Because there's still challenges around its adoption.
What, Lee? I hope so.
Yeah. I
really, really hope so. I think the hardest thing with predictive maintenance is still about the big data.
Yeah.
People are very
the ownership of
exactly. It's the ownership of the big data. Airlines don't want to lose a competitive edge. Okay, so they need to make sure that specific data is locked down. You can't be sharing your fuel efficiency data with a different airline that could then use that to cut their prices. You know? So it's tough, but I really hope so. I think we're getting closer.
Yeah.
I think we're definitely getting closer, and soon it will be.
Certainly the conference, and you've been there last year.
Yeah.
The sense you got was everyone understands there's a need with collaboration was often said a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a need for collaboration, and they know why that is the case, and the overall benefits for everybody. It's just the mindset of saying, okay, we've now got to actually, back our words and do it. I think the technology can help, actually, can't it? Because actually technology can help people share data in ways that they can be more
trust in technology as well. That's going to be the real pusher, isn't it? And there's some fantastic companies out there working on some fantastic products for strictly predictive maintenance. I do think that it's close. Yeah.
Well, look, our time's up, but we do look forward to talking more about this in Dublin in November. So thanks for that, and thanks for inviting us on the stand today for a quick chat.
Great to see you.
Cheers, Anthony. Cheers.